Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're tackling a really challenging topic, quite tragic, actually, preventing wrong-way driving crashes.
There really is.
And the sources you've provided, they show this critical, almost unbelievable gap in current safety measures.
Yeah.
But they also point towards some pretty innovative tech solutions.
Exactly. And our mission today really is to unpack how technology we already have might be used better, to alert drivers before something terrible happens.
Before disaster strikes.
It's about getting that crucial real-time info to the people who are actually in danger. Could save hundreds of lives, potentially.
So let's dive right in. The sources start with this really stark example near Dallas. A car makes a U-turn on a turnpike, gets back on the highway, going the wrong way. Now, this highway, it did have directional sensors. They picked up the car right away, alerted the police. But what happened next is, well, it's pretty sobering.
Yeah, what's fascinating and honestly heartbreaking about this case is that even though the authorities knew, they were tracking the vehicle. They just couldn't stop the driver in time. The wrong-way driver, turns out their blood alcohol was twice the legal limit.
Wow.
And they traveled for 8 full minutes the wrong way before hitting another car head-on. Both drivers were killed. The other driver, Michael James Jackson, just 41.
8 minutes. And that brings us to the core frustration highlighted in the sources, doesn't it? It's kind of maddening.
It really is.
Everyone else knew about the danger, the police, the system, everyone except the people driving towards that car.
Precisely. The people in immediate danger had no idea.
And despite more sensors, more message boards on highways, these crashes still kill about 400 people every year in the U.S. So the problem isn't really detection anymore, is it?
No, it seems the critical flaw, as the sources put it, is this kind of last-mile communication failure, getting the warning to those directly in harm's way.
So if the info is there, how do we get it to the right people, like instantly?
Well, this is where the idea from the victim's friends comes in. Many of them work in tech, big companies. And they strongly believe cell phone alerts are the answer. The argument is, warn the drivers in the danger zone so they can actually react. Swerve, pull over, something.
That makes sense. Give them a chance to take action. So what are the sources suggesting as, the most promising way forward right now?
Well, the interesting thing is state officials already operate a federal cell phone warning system.
The Amber Alert system.
Exactly that one. The idea proposed is, why not tailor that system? Adapt it so alerts only go to phones that are actually moving near the wrong-way vehicle.
So the infrastructure is basically already there.
It's there. It just needs adapting for this specific urgent purpose.
And this isn't just theoretical, right? The sources mention a test.
Yes, absolutely. They point to a demonstration in Detroit. A German tech company, Bosch, tested their cloud-based wrong-way driver warning system.
Okay, Bosch, what do they do?
Well, for the test, the engineers, they briefly flipped the direction of the detection system on a freeway ramp, just reversed it temporarily.
Clever. So what happened when their test car drove onto the ramp, going the right way according to traffic flow?
They got a wrong-way alert on their device about halfway down the ramp. The feedback was it provided plenty of time to pull off the road.
Wow, that's really significant. Plenty of time.
And the system isn't just for the driver going the wrong way, or in this test case, the right way triggering the alert. It can also warn other connected cars nearby.
Oh, okay.
And cell phones that have apps using the Bosch software, it's apparently already working quite well in Europe. Bosch issued over 600 alerts there in just 1 year.
600. That's proof it works in the real world.
Definitely. And the company is actively working with partners now to get this feature into more apps. They're also talking to car makers, trying to get it integrated more widely.
So it sounds like the technology is developed, it's effective. Yet the main hurdle, according to these sources, isn't the tech itself. It's bureaucracy, funding, getting the right people on board.
That seems to be the crux of it. Securing the authorization, the money, getting the implementation structures in place. That's the challenge now.
The hope, obviously, is that car makers and states find the will to push this through, because it really sounds like it could save lives.
Which brings us to a really important question, one for you listening to think about. If this technology exists, if it can prevent these awful crashes, what are the broader implications of not rolling it out immediately?
Right.
What does it actually take for us as a society to prioritize putting this kind of life-saving innovation into widespread use?
It's a powerful thought. The potential is just Immense. Getting that critical warning directly to the drivers who need it most, empowering them.
Exactly. Giving them that chance to avoid tragedy.
Definitely something to reflect on. Thanks for unpacking that with us.